am Jet.
I'm Raven,
and we are overdressed. And welcome to episode 5.
Episode 5, we've made it through a month.
That is crazy.
It's been the longest month of my life.
Yeah, I've gotten into 2 car accidents.
Yeah, your life has been shifting.
Yeah.
And yet you're still here. Because you're meant to be doing this.
Thank you. And neither of them were technically my fault.
No.
I was rear-ended twice.
Which LA, man.
In my 8 years of driving, I have never been rear-ended until this month.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know.
Damn.
So I'm like, am I the problem? But also, unless I change personalities and driving tactics in the last month, I don't think I'm the problem.
No, absolutely not.
Okay, thank you. Mm-hmm. Thank you for saying that.
Of course. Well, this is a very special episode because we are dedicating it into less of our normal talking points, which kind of rambles on, which I'm sure we'll still ramble a little bit because that's very Jet and Raven behavior. But this episode is all about dating.
Dating and dating apps.
Yes.
And the consequences of said dating apps.
Mm-hmm. So stay tuned because I'm sure you're going to very much be shocked by, I'm sure, some of the shit that comes out of our mouth.
And if you're not shocked, then you just relate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But in honor of that, our outfits today, as our theme of being overdressed, is our go-to first date outfits.
Indeed.
I would like to say, though, I'm kind of a fake because I got this outfit for a first date and then have only gone on one first date since then.
I have to say I'm also a fake because
sorry guys. We do it for the pod. No, but I will say I will wear this on another first date if I'm asked on one, guys. What the fuck?
So I have worn this dress on 2 dates.
Right.
However, I wore it with a little short sleeve cashmere sweater.
Yeah, that I very much got upset about.
She vetoed it so hard.
Yeah.
She said, "You're not showing your boobs. You're not showing your waist. You're not showing your ass. What's the point?"
I think that when you think of a first date outfit, you want to feel really good about it, but then also you want to feel confident. And in that, I feel as a woman, stereotypically, you got to show off one of your assets. You have many. Show off a bunch.
I am now in the Raven's version of Jordan's.
Yes.
Raven's version of Jet's first date outfit.
I did a little fashion tip for her.
I'm not even kidding. I said, "Raven, look at my first date outfit." And she laughed in my face when I was wearing.
We love an honest friend, though.
We do. And honestly, she was kind of right. It was giving modest, but my
Which
profile.
Modest is, there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's more of what you feel confident in. And I just knew that Jordan was more than a cashmere sweater that was covering everything.
My profile also definitely doesn't show me being too modest.
So do you feel that's affected your dates in the two?
No, definitely not.
Okay.
I just think that it is important to show I'm not a catfish.
Yes.
I actually do have a waist and
that's kind of a good point too.
And boobs.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you actually have boobs. And that's why I can wear this is because I don't have boobs.
I'm jealous.
Little baby boobs.
Yeah. That's why I put on a little belt to match the shoes. And then these tights are relatively new. I got them from Los Angeles Apparel,
which we did mention last episode.
Yes.
These are the debut of them. And they are beautiful and so cute.
The successor of American Apparel.
Mm-hmm.
Literally the same exact thing. I don't know why they had to change names. But
I think Winnie wants to say something.
Please,
you've been growling so much. Go ahead. What are you wearing? This is your first date outfit? Oh, now you want to be camera shy. Say it to the audience.
She's like, "I hate my mom."
Winnie, you got to shut the fuck up then. Good girl.
Yeah, if you're not going to speak on the pod.
Speak with your chest.
Yeah. Online dating has taken over the 21st century.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how people did it prior.
I mean.
She doesn't know either.
Yeah. I love a good rom-com. They seem to drop books and their hands meet.
Winnie's really frustrated with dating apps.
She would know. She's on dog.
Dog Tinder,
Yeah.
dog Bumble, dog Hinge,
Wiener.
dog Grinder,
Hinge,
dog...
Wiener.
Yeah, just Wiener. He's on a wiener.
Yeah.
She's so...
She literally
This is
wants to
actually
be a podcaster so
yeah,
bad.
this is Winnie's podcast, not ours. Anytime a mic is in her face, she refuses to speak.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, there we go.
Dating apps have truly transformed our society in the last 10, 20 years.
Are you a fan?
I mean, it's hard not to be. Like, I don't think people are able to date without the apps in our modern age of dating.
Okay.
Like, I have found it is so much easier to get a date
Yeah.
via the apps than going out and trying to meet someone.
Why do you think that? Because I think that it's a lack of guys feeling confident. And when you have a screen in front of you, it's a lot easier to have that confidence to then set up the first date versus like when you're out, they have to go up to you, they have to get your number, and then they get to go out with you, and then you actually get to have conversation.
I think that is a big part, but I also think that dating apps have removed like the forced approach that men used to have to do. And now, let's say they see you in the gym or at class and they think you're beautiful. They think, okay, time and place, this is not the time nor place.
Oh.
I've back in college, like I remember hearing men say that, saying like a girl doesn't want me to approach her in class. And I'm like, no, I'm wearing a skirt. Like, yeah, I don't want you to approach me. Because maybe I don't want to use the apps.
Yeah.
But they think if I see this beautiful girl in my class, there's a good chance I'm going to see her on my dating apps if she's single.
Interesting, because in my perspective, it comes from the mentality of if I saw her on the apps, I would swipe right and I would like try talking to her. If I saw her in person, I'd be too intimidated and I wouldn't actually say anything to her.
I mean, that's probably the truth.
Yeah. That's my perspective. I don't know about you guys and like how your approaches are or why you feel the way, because I'd be so curious, honestly. Like, leave a comment of like what and why you use dating apps versus like approaching women. Because I've said this to almost every single guy that I think I've mentioned this on this podcast is like, if you saw me in person, we would not be on this date right now. Like, you wouldn't have come up to me. The only reason why you did is because it was convenient and easy.
True. I mean,
or is it the mentality that you have that reciprocated feeling already because you matched, and because you matched, you know that you're not going to get rejected. I think that's a huge part of it as well.
Absolutely.
Rejection.
And people are terrified of rejection.
Oh, I mean, this whole generation is fucking pussies when it comes to that type of stuff. You guys need to grow some balls. Like, just try. And if you get rejected, then you move on. Like, I don't...
To me, it kind of makes sense then what you're saying as to what the most popular dating apps are.
Yep.
Do you know what number one is?
Hinge?
You would think.
Yeah.
However, it's Tinder.
Okay. Are people actually still using Tinder?
I'm not sure if people are still using it, but a 2023 study found that almost everyone in our generation, at least anyone that's used a dating app, has most likely tried out Tinder at some point.
Do you feel like that's maybe because of the hookup culture?
I think that's part of it, but I also think that Tinder was kind of the catalyst for our generation to begin using dating apps.
Right.
Because prior to Tinder, it was dating websites. It was Match.com.
Yep.
It was
eHarmony.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of, Match.com and Bumble are tied for the second most popular dating apps.
So people are still using online websites?
It does seem that way. I will say, though, what's interesting to me about all three of those websites or apps is the fact that they are mutual connection based. Whereas Hinge, which came in fourth, is you send a like and wait to see if that like is returned. There's still a factor of rejection in Hinge. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Isn't it, though, that you just don't match because they haven't come across your profile yet?
I mean, that's possible, but if you send someone a like on Hinge, it is sent to their likes.
Oh, right.
And then they are able to reject you or match with you.
Yeah.
And so you are making the first move in that sense, or they are.
I feel like one of the most annoying this is my hot take of the episode, most annoying parts of dating apps when it comes from a woman looking at guy profiles is using years old of photos. Like you post one picture from 3 years ago, one picture from 2 years ago, and then like a sprinkle of like a couple like recent ones. That's, in my opinion, very similar to catfishing, which
Totally.
also is a huge thing with that woman that's been going viral of the
Mhm.
fact that she's quote unquote catfishing people because she's not the same weight
Molly
as
Rutter.
her, yes, as her photos. What's your opinion on that?
I completely agree with that. I think that if I match with someone and you show up to a date not looking like the person I matched with,
But they're still technically themselves.
but if you don't look like the person I matched with, let's say you're 50 years old and I matched with a 30-year-old.
Okay, well, age is, I feel like, a huge thing.
I mean, but also physical attraction based on just dating apps.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm physically attracted to the person that I'm seeing in your profile and you show up and maybe you've lost all your hair or maybe you've
Right.
grown a mustache.
Yeah.
Maybe you've, I don't know, done something crazy, gotten a giant face tattoo and you're not showing that.
Yeah.
Or you've gained 50 pounds or you've lost 50 pounds. Like,
Mhm.
that is not the person I signed up to go on a date with.
Right.
So,
Well, that's what I'm like. I feel like time period that is acceptable is within a year.
I mean, if you look exactly the same as you did 2 years ago and your friends can verify you look exactly the same in this photo as you do currently, you have not gained or lost a pound, you have not grown any facial hair, you've not lost any head hair,
Yeah.
that's fine. But if that's not the case, then you need to update your photos.
I just feel like every guy does not have current
Updated.
photo. Like
Never.
Never.
I agree.
But it's
definitely agree
also
with that.
because like they go out one night and they get really good pictures and then they use those pictures forever because they don't have another good time. I think it's also a thing that majority of guys just feel very awkward about taking pictures. And then there's like that weird line though where guys feel overconfident at taking pictures and then they take like weird cringy
I don't need a
photos.
headshot.
Oh my god, some of these photos are so uncomfortable. Your guys' stances, like, I don't know. Get one of your girlfriends to like, take good pics.
My advice is don't have all your photos be selfies.
Yeah, that's also weird.
And don't have your first photo be with a bunch of friends because I cannot tell who you are.
I'm immediately swiping left.
Or if you're covering your face in your first photo, it's like,
or if you cover
so
your face in every photo.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That's also a thing.
Because, like, maybe you do have a great face and, like, a girl will be interested. But personally, for me, if you're covering your face, it's just showing me that you don't even like your face.
Yeah.
So how am I supposed to like your face?
Yeah, and it doesn't even matter if you have, like, an 8-pack. Like, literally,
I don't give a fuck.
No.
Speaking of being catfished, have you ever been, like, really catfished?
No.
I kind of was.
Okay. What happened?
So I saw this beautiful man in my rose jail, which, if you're not familiar with Hinge, there's a tab where you can only send roses to these men. And
they're like the top of the top people.
Exactly. And Hinge learns your type and uses your type to your disadvantage.
Yes.
And hides them all behind rose jail. And the only way to access them is by sending them a rose.
Yeah.
And
Which you only get like one rose a week or something.
Exactly.
And then also sending a rose is like embarrassing.
So embarrassing. The one time
I like you that much. Ew.
The one time I ever sent a rose.
Yeah.
It was, I literally messaged this person and I said, "You're welcome. I just bailed you out of rose jail," and sent them a rose.
Okay.
And they're like, "What does that mean? Haha." And we like had we had some good banter.
Okay.
I said, "Do you have an Instagram?" Because, I like to check out
secondary. See your other photos
Exactly.
and like your tagged photo.
He says, "No, but you can have my number." And I'm like, interesting. So I text the number. It's green, first of all. Second of all, this man was beautiful. There's no way this man doesn't have an Instagram. Like, let's be so freaking for real. Anyway, we're talking, we're chatting, and I'm just like getting weird vibes. And I think, you know what? I have research skills. I'm a little crazy. I can verify this. So I put the number into a Google search, into my people finder, into my Spokio. It does not belong to the person of the same name.
Like at all.
At all.
Okay.
I'm not fully convinced because, maybe this is his father's like line that he pays for. And, he's still on like daddy's phone plan.
Yep.
Not the end of the world.
Yeah.
So I do a little digging. I like look at that person's like children, like all of it. I'm not finding anything.
Oh no.
And so I'm just getting really nervous thinking like this person doesn't exist. So then I find this website where you're able to like input photos of someone's face and
Yes.
it like
Like
reverse
Catfish, the show.
exactly. It reverse face searches and it'll analyze a bunch of photos until it finds like someone that matches with. So I did it with all this person's photos. None of them came up with match.
Yeah.
And so
Sus.
I looked, there was a photo with a friend. So I managed
Found
to
the
use
friend.
that. I found the friend
That's crazy.
on Instagram.
Impressive.
I went to the friend's profile.
Yep.
He had a photo with the dude.
And it was tagged to somebody else.
Yes.
Oh shit.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Wow.
And it was a different name
Mm-hmm.
and completely like different age, different school. I obviously know I was being catfished, so I blocked him and reported him on Hinge.
Yeah.
But if I hadn't done that,
You would have been
he was asking me to meet up.
crazy. It's like human trafficking stuff.
Or just like
Or just fully
murder.
catfish. Yeah. Well, that too.
Like, or just being fully catfished and being like, you liked my personality, so.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I've never been catfished, but people have used my profile to catfish people.
Ugh, goals.
And I've had that happen. I had that happen a lot in college. I think I
Yeah.
had like 3 or 4 profiles.
Wow.
Yeah, like whether it was through Instagram or it was through a dating app.
Were you flattered?
It's a little creepy, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I'd be more flattered now.
Yeah.
Because I also I was cute back then. I just think that I'm hotter now. So I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
Use it now.
I mean, sign that you were hot back then too.
All right. Well, I'll take the ego boost.
Hell yeah.
That's crazy though.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that happened, but I'm glad you figured it out.
Thank you.
Through your sleuthing.
Yeah, sleuthing.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, dating apps do work out for a lot of people.
They do. I mean, I'm a so pro dating app.
Oh, me too.
I have met all the people that I've ever talked to or dated through dating app. Like, I've met people in person.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I've actually gone on a date with a person that I've met in person, though.
Yeah. I mean, I have, because first boyfriend I met via college.
Right.
And before that in high school, I went on like a few dates I had met through parties and things. But now as an adult, I think all my dates truly come from dating apps.
I think it's great. I think it gives us accessibility to people that we would literally never see.
Except for that one from No Vacancy.
Yes.
Met in real life.
Met in real life.
Work out.
No. And then it makes you want to stick to dating apps because now you know that type of person that you're looking for.
Yeah. Well, nearly 70% of people who have met someone on a dating app say that it has led to a romantic and exclusive relationship.
And I believe that.
Yeah.
1000%.
Yeah. 28% of people said it didn't work out.
Interesting.
And I don't know what the other 2% of people
I wonder what makes it not work out. Why is it just the fact they're not getting matches and then they kind of just give up? Because that's my perspective. Because I could easily be anti, because I rarely match with people. Nobody ever likes.
I think, but at the same time, I think you can get overwhelmed with too many likes, from non-desirables. No offense.
So true. Sorry, guys.
It honestly takes a minute to shift through because I am such a girl next door, plain, not plain, but
No.
it's a very generic type. People like a big boob, blue-eyed blonde. And I get all sorts.
Yeah. You get your pickins.
I'm not even kidding. Even with that, it's slim fucking pickins. But it's a lot. It's overwhelming, honestly.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Because I'm just
well, it allows you to kind of try things out though. Talk to this one guy. If it doesn't work out, you're all right, I learned from this one. I feel I don't really get that experience. I think it's more, not that I really give the guys the experience because I swipe left on everybody, but I don't have as much experience as just casually talking to somebody because it doesn't happen as often.
Yeah, I get it. Do you think that meeting someone in real life would be fruitful?
Definitely. I would totally be open to that. But I just would have to take a certain personality to do that. And I think the type of guys that I like are stereotypically more shy and more introverted because I feel I'm an extreme extrovert. And so finding somebody that is also an extreme extrovert, because that would be the type of person that would come up to me, I don't know if that would mesh really well.
Yeah.
I think
Totally.
friend-wise, 1000%. You know how many friends I've made at the bar? Like,
Really?
so many. Oh my God, yeah. And then, but also through social media, I've met some of my best friends.
Well, speaking of just meeting at the bar, I did read what a couple like dating coaches had to say.
Okay.
And they really discourage girls or men from looking for a future partner, a relationship at a bar. Because they say the only thing you have in common with this person is that you're in the same location.
Kind of true.
It is, but also like I want to meet someone in real life. Is that so hard?
Well, you just want to meet cute.
Yeah. I want
think a
them.
meet cute is like stupid. You can have like you could be cute with that person that you met on a dating app somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But I just think it would be so lovely to meet someone,
And
to
like a
have someone come up to you at a
cute.
bar because they think you're gorgeous and saw
Totally.
you laughing from across the room
Yeah.
and just wanting to get to know you.
Or you can meet somebody on app, and then when you guys are dating, you could do one of those like role play moments where you go to a
Okay.
bar and then he comes up to you and he's like, "So you come here often?"
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That's my line.
Would you ever do that?
typically. Role play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah? Have you done it
would.
before?
No.
I'd be curious.
Yeah, I'd be
I feel like
into it.
I'd be so bad at it,
I'd
but
be great at it.
I feel like you would do really well in that.
Yeah.
I just like unfortunately feel very uncomfortable speaking up in bed.
I see. I love improv. I love talking about what I'm interested in. I'm pretty good at it.
Oh my God, you'd be so proud. I sat through an improv class. So, well, it wasn't a class, it was a performance. My friend had invited me to go with him. And he was like, my friend's in this like comedy show. And I was like, oh, okay, great. I love comedy. Even if it's shitty comedy, buy my ticket. I'll be there. Whatever. I'm not buying the fucking ticket. And he's like, it's like an hour. We can leave whenever we want. And I'm like, great. We show up and he goes, it's actually like skits. And I go, huh? And he's like, yeah, it's like SNL. If you like SNL, you'll like this. And I'm like, these are like
Do you know
LA
how hard it is to
kids.
get on SNL?
Yeah, I'm like, the SNL's good. Like,
They
come
have
on.
writers.
Yes.
That's not improv.
And so, no, this was like fully like SNL. Like, they brought up, like, obviously they weren't like completely dressed up, but like they were bringing out props and they were doing all the different like hair and like all the different things. And I was like, I would say about 2 out of the 10 made me chuckle. But that woman, Rachel Sennett, she was there.
Oh, in the audience or on the stage?
In the audience.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought that was cute because I was like, damn.
She's supporting local artists.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Right?
Yeah.
Anyways, I was a good friend that night. We're both on Raya. And it could be a little bit frustrating. I will say success through Raya I've had multiple times. But the one pet peeve that I have is, why the fuck are you showing me 10 people from Australia? They are across the fucking world. I can't go on a date with them. I can't sleep with them and meet them at a bar. Like, how, and why?
It's all because Raya is committed to fostering a small community, as it says every single time when you run out of like people to swipe through.
That is true.
But I've only had one success story off Raya.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone else, we match and they don't ever reply.
Right, you said that.
Like,
have you tried my trick since I told you?
I did.
Okay.
And we follow each other back.
Okay.
I liked his stories.
Did you DM him?
I didn't DM him. I was waiting for him to DM
no,
me.
No, you DM.
Okay. Well, he liked my story in the cave.
Oh, good. So that's recent.
Okay, so I should reply to his story next time.
Yes.
Okay.
Just start a little bit because then he will come back.
Okay, I'll do that.
And those who missed it, Trick of Ravens, men trick, follow the guys first, like a couple pics, respond to a story. They will DM you. It's inevitable.
Well, what if a guy likes every single one of your stories and then you DM him saying, you really like my stories, and they never reply?
Yeah, he's obsessed with you.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, and backstory, we have gone on a date.
Yeah.
And he ghosted me after inviting me
on a trip. But when she says, like, likes every story, she means every single possible story that you can like.
As long as my face is in it.
Yeah.
That shit gets a like.
Crazy. No, I mean, I get likes from people from like years ago that are like married, and I'm like, this is unacceptable. Or you're in relationships, or like I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, and I think it's bullshit when guys are like, it's just a like. Like, it doesn't mean
It's not
anything.
just a
No,
like.
you're trying to make it so that I see it on the top of your profile.
And guess what? I do see it. And I think, oh, your poor girlfriend.
But then I get offended if somebody I'm talking to doesn't like my fucking stories. Excuse me? Are you not interested in my cute ass dog?
Or my cute ass face and
Yeah, I
outfit and
posted a
location.
really good, like, body selfie, a solid thirst trap, and you just watched it. My
That's
request
rude.
from here on out, if you are talking to me or you're interested in me, you better fucking like every single one of those. And or DM me about it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it when a guy's obsessed with me in that way.
Yeah, me too.
One of these guys that I used to hook up with, he literally, there was not one thirst trap he would miss. And I was like, as you should.
Those are the right ones.
Right? Also, another thing that I get a little bit irritated on is when guys don't know how to compliment you. Like if you send them like a picture or like whatever, and they just say cute, hot.
Yeah.
No, I want, oh my God, send. You look so hot, send. Can't wait to see you, send. Like, I want to be spammed.
Yeah.
Are you that way?
Yeah, no, I feel the same. Like, literally, when you sent a photo of my cat to a guy,
Yeah.
like my literal cat,
Yeah.
and he just said,
Not her pussy.
yeah, no, my
Different
pussy cat.
Her pussy cat.
And he said, "Oh, so fluffy."
Yeah. Give me more.
Are you kidding?
Give me more.
He is he's audio message worthy. To put it frankly,
Yes.
Bug is voice memo worthy.
Yes, absolutely. He is so handsome.
And that photo you sent, he looked
so
He looked like a cartoon.
Yes.
Like,
I will say he mentioned him later and then gave the spiel of how cute he was.
Okay, well,
but you deserve to know what that spiel was.
Thank you. And yes. I'm honestly just happy to know that because...
And we know you're watching, so you need to tell her how cute her cat is.
I've told you how cute your cat is.
This is true. Your cat is very cute, even though he's a little bit of an asshole to me, but it is what it is.
And he screamed at me when I said, "Hi, may I pick you up?" And he went, sorry, what?
But apparently he's working on it with him.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But still, fucking tell Bug and her how cute Bug is.
Yeah, please. Anyway, I wanted to get into the idea of dating coworkers. What are your thoughts on that?
I would never in 10 billion years do that.
Okay, same.
Unless it was a very large company and he was not at all in my department. Yeah. And like I only saw him at like a work function and I thought he was cute. Like for example, when I first worked at Amazon, the first day I worked there was a photographer. My boss was like, "This photographer is super hot. He's your exact type. Go look at him." He's not connected into like what I do on a daily basis. So for me, I'm like, all right, like if he were to come up to me and ask for my number, I would say yes. Now, if he was a photographer that worked in my specific section, no. I'm not, as Catherine likes to say, you don't shit where you eat.
I agree.
It just causes way too much trouble.
I agree. Like I think that would be...
There's too many fish in the sea for that.
Well, roughly 1 in 3 office workers have had a relationship or some sort of romantic connection with the coworker.
That's a lot.
I know, 33% of people.
Why do you think that is? Conveniency?
Yes.
And like you bond
people.
Yeah.
And you spend every day with them.
Yeah.
Less than half of people, 47%, said there were no potential matches at work. So that means 53% thought there were.
Maybe it's because they view them as like understanding what they do on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So it's like identity is seen.
And you get to see them every day. Like,
yeah. But then if things don't go well, what the fuck are you supposed to do?
Yeah. And the thing is, it's so common for people in relationships to cheat with their coworkers.
I was going to mention that.
Yeah.
Also, cheating is just like through the fucking roof. Like, how do we not get in everyone's fucking head to just break up with a person? It could be the night of. It could be the night you cheat on. Literally, you were going to cheat on your partner.
Just send a text.
Send a text and be like, "We're done," and then they can be pissed at you. It rightfully so, but at least you are not a cheater. I don't get it.
Yeah, no, I don't get it either. I've never cheated nor been cheated on, thankfully.
Yeah, I haven't been properly cheated on, and I cannot imagine going through that because I think that would absolutely wreck me, and I'd never trust that person again. Or
Yeah.
not that person, but trust in general. Like, I think I have such trouble with trust already that, like, I cannot imagine going through something like that.
No, me either. I think it would really like wreck my self-esteem too.
Yes.
But
Oh, okay, question. Would it be worse if they looked exactly like you or if they looked nothing like you?
Honestly, exactly like me, because I'd be like, what was the difference? Was she skinnier? Like, were her eyes bigger? Was her butt bigger?
Right. You go to physical.
Yeah, I guess my immediate thought is always physical, at least when it comes to cheating. Because I know you're not having
It's a physical, yeah.
Well, assuming they're not having an emotional connection.
Yeah.
And assuming that it's just physical cheating.
Yeah.
That would be my reaction. If it was someone that looked just like me, but their personality was completely different, or she was funnier than me, I would kill myself.
See, I think if it's the opposite of me, because I can never be that type of person.
It's like the Sabrina Carpenter song.
Which one?
Opposite.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, if you wanted brown eyes, I could have gotten contacts.
I wouldn't do it, but...
Yeah, no, I would not do that either. Like, I have blue eyes. Take it or leave it.
Literally.
Yeah. What do you think of like the trope that people like cheat with their girl best friends? Have you ever seen that on TikTok?
No.
Or not men cheating with their girl best friends, not women.
Yeah.
You know, you've never seen that on TikTok?
What do you expand?
I feel like there's always a thing of like when his girl best friend says like, don't worry about it, like we've never hooked up, but like, you know,
when the girlfriends are being like sassy about it.
Yeah, or like the girlfriend and the girl best friend don't get along.
Oh. See, it was funny. I was playing a game last night called something like Where Do You Draw the Line? And it has all these different cards and basically it opens discussion of like different people's opinions on things, which I find super interesting because everyone's dating experience is so different. But one of them was like, if your boyfriend and your friends don't get along. So it's on both ends. Like your friends don't really like him, the boyfriend doesn't really like your friends. Is that where you draw the line? Would you date that type of person?
No.
So some people are like, well, let's say they're the love of your life and they just happen to not be getting along with your friends. Like, would you dump that person? Probably not. You would just hope that your friends are going to be accepting to them. Or is it a judgment of character where like you love your friends, you trust their opinion. And if they're saying something negative, you're probably going to take that into consideration and most likely it's going to have to come to some type of.
Absolutely the second there. Because my friends are like the most important relationships in my life, like my family and my friends. And if they, like, a man is a dime a dozen. A good friend, that is hard to come by.
1000%.
So, like, especially like the friends that I have curated and found throughout my life are like people that I value their opinions so much, and I know they know me 100%.
Yeah.
So if they don't like the person I'm with, it's like if my dog or cat doesn't like the person I'm with, I'm like, oh, there must be something wrong.
I mean, animals are a whole other thing. If an animal likes you, like when Winnie meets people, I am shocked sometimes by how much she hates a certain person or how much she loves a certain person. And I definitely take that in consideration. But I find it interesting because with my ex, I feel like everyone kind of had these like mini red flags, but they never told me about it until afterwards. And they were like, we liked him as a person. He just wasn't your person. And they just kind of like, they were also like, we saw how you were with him. We saw how much you loved him. Like, we weren't going to overstep. We are just going to kind of let you ride it through. But they were always super respectful towards him. And he was always super respectful towards them. So even though they didn't necessarily like, they weren't like best friends like the way that I was, they were still all friends.
See, then I think that's not a problem.
Yeah.
I think it gets to a problem when your friends and your partner are actively disagreeing and fighting or causing issues.
Yeah.
If there are no problems and
just coexisting.
Exactly. Then I think that's one thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe that's not your person but like everyone needs to have relationships to grow and to learn, and as long as they're not like being so toxic that your friends hate them for you, then let's write it out.
Another one of their prompts was if they have a best girlfriend of like opposite sex or and you have a best guy friend. Like, is that a deal breaker? Does that matter? If
Not
they
a
have
deal
guy
breaker.
friends or girlfriends.
As long as they've never hooked up, not a deal breaker.
So if they did hook up, and they were still friends, what would your request be?
Well, I'd want to know, first of all, when they hooked up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how long ago was it?
Mm-hmm.
And
Was it casual?
yeah, exactly.
So would
And
you?
did it ever happen again? Was it just a one-time drunken thing?
Mm,
And then obviously, like, my boundary would be like, no,
one-on-one time?
no,
Or-
not even that. Like,
Oh, okay.
no, like, vacations or sleepovers.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, and
Yeah.
I know that sounds absurd,
Yeah.
but like, I had guy friends that had girlfriends in high school that like, they would come to like my house in Ventura and they would sleep in the bunk room and I would
Yeah.
sleep in the girls' room with the
Yeah.
girls. But like, when I was like 15, I had hooked up with one of them, but
Mm,
it was so casual. It was one time we were kids.
yeah.
And when we were 17, 18 and he had a girlfriend, like I respected that completely. And we both knew that was never going to happen
Yeah.
again. And
And the girlfriend knew about this.
I think so.
Okay. Because I think a huge part of it is that the people that are in the relationship, they should know.
Oh, yeah.
They should know if I'm in a room with a bunch of your friends, I should know every single person that you've hooked up with in that room.
I mean, I introduced them, so I would
Yes.
assume.
Well, that's the thing. It's like more likely than not, I'm going to end up becoming friends with them.
Yeah.
But I should know that you have hooked up with that person.
Yeah. I will say that same couple.
Yeah.
On our senior class trip, we do this whole thing with an entire grade and we play Never Have I Ever.
Mm.
And someone's Never Have I Ever was never have I ever hooked up with said boyfriend. And about 10 people in my grade clapped. And the girlfriend, she started laughing and then she started crying.
Oh, no.
Kind of ended the game there.
Yep,
and then
rough.
But yeah,
I think it is a huge priority for me because I have so many guy friends that they have to be okay with the fact that I have guy friends. And I will totally be fine that they have girlfriends as long as they are respectful and I know exactly who they are and what your relationship is with them. Because not that, I mean, I could trust you to the moon, but if you guys have a past and you're hiding it, that's fucking weird.
Especially because 2 out of 3 couples started as just friends.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good statistic.
I will say that study that I got that statistic from, I found a little biased maybe just because it only surveyed people that were university students. So I'm thinking like, of course you're all in the same pool of people that you're going to become friends with as like you're going to date them.
University relationships are not like, I know a lot of people like get married during that time, but like to me they're like fake.
Yeah.
I'm like that didn't even happen.
That wasn't real life.
That wasn't real life.
That
You're
was
living
camp.
in a bubble. You're literally living in a bubble.
That was summer camp.
Yeah.
But you were at school.
4 years.
Real life,
yeah.
man. I would love to date like someone that a friend has introduced me to, like their friend, you know.
Oh, I can do that.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah.
Let's go through your following.
Okay. Any spark your interest?
Okay,
I feel like I try to do that.
No, you do.
Yeah.
You're good about that.
Yeah. If I feel like they'd be your type. I also am not just going to pry off because like I pry off. I have certain friends that I give off to my other friends that I'm like, he would hook up with you. Like, and that one friend has done that to most of my friends. And I'm totally fine with that and good as long as everyone stays respectful and good and whatever. And I know he would do that. So like I'm not stressed about it. But I'm not gonna give you off to that friend because I don't want you to be with him specifically because of who he is. I love you, but no.
I also like, maybe this is so egotistical, but I'm like, I could probably hook up with anyone.
That's the thing is like I'm not gonna just give you somebody as like a body when you can go get another body somewhere else. Like I would rather like give you somebody with potential.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So for tonight's guest, we have my neighbor and one of my very good friends, Alyssa, coming on. She is close to your age, and she is originally from Georgia. So I'm always so curious from people that come into LA and like what their dating experiences are. But I also feel like we have very much discovered that she is not like us when it comes to dating. So I feel like she's like the perfect type of guest to have on for this episode.
Exactly. And I'm so excited to like pick her brain about her views on everything, especially because I know it differs from us, and I know she uses dating apps so differently than we do.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to get into it.
Yay. So welcome, Alyssa.
Welcome, Alyssa.
Hello.
Yay. Welcome.
How are we feeling tonight?
You know, chilling, day in the life.
Just sitting.
Yeah.
Just hanging.
It's another podcast, another week, another night of being overdressed, which you look
Honestly,
great.
Yeah, you look
Thank
amazing.
I feel incredible. You guys look beautiful.
Thank you.
So what are you wearing tonight?
Tonight, I'm wearing one of my mom's vintage dresses from the 90s. Does 90s count as vintage?
Absolutely.
It's
Wow,
been
you're
over.
calling
It's been
me
20
vintage
years
now.
Well,
And that's what happens when you're the
It's
oldest
a-
one here.
Okay.
it's a dress from the 90s by the brand Cash.
All of us are vintage. I will say anything older than 20 years is vintage.
Okay.
Really?
Okay, we're vintage.
All right, I'll take it.
We're vintage. Hot, sexy vintage.
Kind of
I
like
actually
that
don't know
trend that people
anything
are
about
doing
that.
where they go to like people and they're like, after what year is old? And they're like,
2005.
2000. What the
No, I'm
fuck?
kidding.
Yeah, it's like,
I was born in the year 2000. I'm
no,
kidding.
but like people are saying like
2005 was
2000.
really alarming thing for
I
you to
know,
say
I
just
know.
now. Like, that's really upsetting.
And
I
then-
was just being funny.
I just get really offended because I'm like, 96 is like a good year. Like I don't feel.
gorgeous year.
I love someone born in 96, 97.
Of course you do.
I know I do.
Me too.
Come on,
They're great.
Stop it there.
Hey, come on over to my couch.
No, too small.
Okay. Yeah. We
Um,
could cuddle.
so you're originally from Georgia
Yes.
and you moved to LA how long ago?
3 years ago.
Okay. So LA is
I wanna
feeling like
say.
home now.
LA has always felt somewhat of home to me. I mean, I didn't grow up here, but I on and off grew up here.
Okay.
Starting out as like a child in acting, I spent all of my summers here. I would even spend a portion of my school year here,
Right.
which got me into a lot of trouble with my public school.
How so?
Turns out if you don't spend enough time in your public school, they can take your parents to court.
For truancy?
So I went to private school.
Ah.
Yeah, I mean, like I did all my schoolwork, but I went to private school, which was like partially online. So whenever I needed to leave, I would leave for like 3 months at a time and do online schooling during that time. And I'd be out here like living in Burbank, doing my little acting classes, going on my little auditions.
Because your parents were kind of pushing you to go into acting. Your mom was.
No, not at
this
all.
was like a you decision.
Oh, my mom was pushing me not to act.
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Really?
I definitely thought that she was like wanting you to do this.
It was my dream to be an actress from the age of 6. And my mom did not want me to do it because she was an actor and a model, and
Right.
she didn't like that life for a child.
Oh, okay.
And I begged for probably like 2 or 3 years before she would even put me in a class.
Mm.
And then
Wow.
even then, it was like, you can have a class, but we don't want to go any further with this.
Right.
But then certain teachers started saying certain things, and they were like, your daughter is kind of like good at this. But yeah, it was always a me decision kind of thing. With every step of the way, my mom was like, if you ever want to stop this, that's up to you. And in my head, it kind of became like this double-edged sword because it was something that I was so passionate about, but I was a very angsty teen that wanted to dye her entire head of hair blue. And I was like, I can't dye my head of hair blue because my agent's not going to like that.
Yeah.
But I had to make those decisions being like, well, if I really want to do this,
That was not
it's okay.
purpose.
It's okay.
You just wanted to touch me?
Yeah.
You can hold my hand. It's okay.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that for you. Yeah, I
Stop
had to
being
make
jealous. It's fine.
I am very jealous.
I know you are. So came out here
Hmm.
young
Yes.
by yourself. I know you have your uncle out here.
Yeah, I was living with my uncles
Yeah.
at 18.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then ended up getting in a relationship out here.
So I came out here at 18,
Yeah.
straight out of high school. I had a relationship from high school that we stayed together during that time
Got it.
until like mid-COVID when I
Okay.
moved back home. Which I did mid-COVID. And I spent around like 2.5 years at home in Georgia and decided I didn't want to go to college and that I would be going into culinary school and cooking on the side and acting primarily. But while I was in culinary school, I fell madly in love with that world. And acting just kind of fell to the side a little bit. And during that time is when I met my boyfriend, who I am no longer with.
Right.
But I was with at that time.
How
I've
long
met
were
him.
you guys together? Because this episode's a little bit surrounding about dating, so we definitely are going to be like pushing more into that
Yeah,
type
for
of
sure.
conversation. But like, so curious of like, obviously, like Georgia dating and Georgia men, extremely
Mm.
different than LA boys. Did you find it difficult? Like, was your intention out here to like be in a relationship, or you kind of just having fun? Because you were in a long-term relationship prior.
And when I came out here, I had just had like probably a year and a half long break from dating because I told myself I needed to be single for a year because for some reason I had never done that.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, which like is kind of stupid because like most of those, they date back, like you're a kid, they don't really mean anything. But in my head at that time, I was in relationships. So I had never really spent a lot of time with myself. Yeah, and that relationship when I first moved out here lasted for a year. We had our first date in February, and I broke up with him in February the next year.
Why did you guys break up?
I would say there was a lot of things. I mean, we wanted very different things. I wanted a really nice, supporting boyfriend,
And he didn't want to be that.
and he wanted to tell me what clothes I could wear.
Right.
Control.
And who I could talk to, who I could hang out with, what I could do on different nights, and that just did not vibe
I
with
do
me.
not understand how men like that exist. Like,
Mm,
how
mm-mm.
could you possibly think that it is okay and that a woman would want to do that for you?
It's just insecurity. Like,
You
Is it because there's too many women that are
I
like that?
feel like some women do enjoy that. I'm just not one of them.
But the thing is like, majority of women shouldn't be like that. Like,
No,
there's
well,
but the question is like, are the majority of women like that? And do men basically kind of like test out the water and see like who's gonna pay?
I think honestly, yeah, because my problem is that I like men that will kind of take control,
Hmm.
but I don't want them to take control of what I do.
So taking
know what I
control in
mean?
what aspect?
I want them to take control, like, here's where we're going tonight at this time, wear this kind of thing. Like
Oh,
this type
okay.
of attire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be ready. I don't want them to say that skirt is too short and you look like a whore.
It's
That's a
definitely
little
very-
crazy.
Yeah, it's
You know
very
what I mean?
different.
Like it's there's like a fine line though, because sometimes they don't understand the difference.
I think those are very dramatically different things, though. I think one is
in
a
my
la-
head, yes. In their heads,
No. I think it's just the type of people. I think it's
Yeah.
like either there's a lack of respect that they have towards women,
Mhm.
and then the other part is that they respect that woman and they want to make sure that they feel seen and they feel loved. And so they're saying, hey, I'm putting in the initiative for you to get ready, be going to this nice dinner, have things planned
Absolutely.
out, versus the opposite of what you explained. Calling you a whore for wearing a short skirt is more of an insecurity on their end, where now it's less of that and more of them wanting to just be an asshole.
Exactly.
Because they can be an asshole and they probably get away with it until a woman stands up for themselves and they say, no more.
No, you actually can't tell me what to wear.
Yeah.
You can tell me the type of attire. You cannot tell me what I can't wear.
I feel like that was the most baffling part of my ex when we broke up, was because throughout our whole entire relationship and when he dated me, I've always been who I am when it comes to like what I wear, the friends I have, and the things I do, my hobbies, whatever. And none of that changed throughout the relationship because that is just who I am.
And you have incredible style, might I just say.
Thanks. But then at the end, he was like, oh, you're dressing like a slut. And I'm like, no, nothing
No.
changed. I promise you, nothing did. The only thing that changed was you and your opinion of me.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
It's insane.
Yeah.
For the entirety of the time that I've known you, I know like your specific outfits.
Yeah.
I have them memorized. I like to play them back in my head.
And do I ever repeat?
No.
No.
It's like a Pinterest
You-
board of the brain.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful.
Thanks.
Something to be studied. Honestly.
Honestly, my goal here at one point is to come out with my own line. I think that'd be really fun.
That would be sick.
I would love
Because
that.
everyone kind of knows me as like a Raven style, which is a accompaniment of like all the different styles that I've like learned. But I think that would be a goal of mine.
Can you remind me to bring back the sewing machine when I drive back here
Yes.
from
Yeah.
Georgia? Can
Yeah.
you just
I
like
have a sewing machine.
Yeah, we need to learn how to sew everyone.
I know
okay.
how to sew.
Okay, then I'll tell you my
All right,
idea.
well,
My
Jordan
thing is
can
I
teach
can't-
us all how to
I
sew.
can't like
I can-
draw though. I could like tell you my idea, but I can't actually like do it.
Okay, well, you can tell me the idea. I can draw
yeah,
it, and Jordan
wow,
can sew
look
it.
at
I can also.
that.
Wait a
I
minute,
can
we are
knit,
like an
I can
entire design
crochet, and I
team.
can sew.
See,
Okay.
okay, wait, you can teach Catherine how to crochet because we were talking that Catherine needs to learn how to crochet.
Yes,
Oh my
I
god,
did mention it
crocheting
to-
is the best. It's also one of the easiest things to learn.
You can do it while watching TV. I swear to God.
Exactly.
I used to knit when I was younger, and I feel like crocheting is a little bit more high tech.
Are you kidding? No, crocheting is way easier than knitting.
No way.
Yeah, no, I know how to do both, and crocheting is so much easier.
I kind of want to crochet with
Guys, do you think this
Yes.
is super hot talking about knitting? We can
Honestly,
you like a really cute
ooh.
beanie.
Okay, well, this is a dating app episode, so I will say
Yes.
my old prompt on Hinge was
Mhm.
unusual talent crocheting a hat in 90 minutes.
And did they like that?
They loved it.
Did you
Ooh,
time
they love
that
a crafty
shit?
woman.
I was just able to like crank out like 5 hats a day
Okay, 90.
in like 90
Someone do that.
minutes.
5 hats in 90
so
minutes.
5 plus 2.5, so that's 7.5 hours.
Ooh,
So like if
math
I
in
had
the
nothing
head.
to do that day and I was just awake and maybe binging a show for 7.5
Right.
hours,
Yeah.
I cranked
You
out
also
5
gotta-
hats.
Yeah.
Wait, secret other talent. How did you just do that math in your head just now?
Well,
So
she's smart.
I am very good at math.
She's
That's like,
No, like,
I'm
she's like-
sorry, like the
No,
way that
no,
my
like-
brain just short wired listening to you do that math was insane.
yeah, no, she's
How did
like
you do
actually
that?
like high IQ, like very like perfect scores on like testing, like very, very smart woman.
Okay, I would say that I'm intelligent, but I cannot.
No, I will humbly say I am
I
not.
cannot.
I can't do that.
Cannot do that.
That's why I need a man that could do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's why I used to do that for my man.
Well,
No.
no. Woman always needs an intelligent man. Let's be
That's
real.
true. That's
They
true.
can't handle the lack of intelligence from a male because they're already.
I feel like a man can't handle being dumber than his partner.
I mean, to be honest,
I mean,
no.
honestly, I don't think that they can. Because
my exes have handled it
Okay.
and they've recognized it.
How did
They've been like, you are so smart.
Which is great.
And I that's why I dated them for the length that I did. But like, they recognized it and were like, you are smarter than me in these aspects. And we just rolled.
What they didn't
You
tell
know what?
you that they're so intelligent that I would feel stupid speaking to them.
Okay. That was
My
a
ex did
narcissist.
this.
When you told me that, I'm like, that's
my
That
favorite
was an
thing to
insane
tell
thing
people.
to say to your partner.
It is, but the craziest part is he believed it.
I know. Because he told me.
He said, Raven, not smart.
He would say the most insane things.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is that like I refuse to be friends with people that aren't smart because I've met my fair share of not smart people in my life, and I just can't stand to be around them. Like if you don't have common sense,
Yeah.
it's like,
Absolutely.
and I think that's like the basis of being smart is like understanding logic, and so much of common sense is logic. That like you both are smart women.
Yeah.
Like just because you can't do math at the drop of the hat, like doesn't just mean
Because
that
you
you're
don't
not-
know what 2 + 2 is.
We're intelligent. Okay, we just can't do math. I
I'm just
promise.
like actually insane. Like growing up, I'd be like on drives with my parents, and I'd make them give me times tables to do.
Why?
I have
She
actually
Wait, why is that your idea of fun?
no. That
she's
was me as a
smart.
child. Like
And she was like, wait, what I did on road trips was watch like fucking, sorry. What my idea on road trips was watch Camp Rock. I would watch Camp
yeah.
Rock on road trips and like the Hannah Montana and the Cory in the House movie.
oh,
It was like a Cory in the House Hannah Montana like DVD.
Oh, I
Yeah.
recall that
Yeah.
crossover.
That was
Right?
when I was exiting that
Yeah.
period of.
Yeah.
There was a DVD.
It's like
and
you
it
were
was great.
14, we were 10.
Yeah. Anywho, back on track of this
Back
fucking
on to
episode,
dating.
guys. The
Hold on,
thing
can I
like
take a
we are
sip?
such
Yeah.
yappers
Take a
here.
sip.
And so it is so easy. Okay, Jordan and I were like testing out the mics before this. Yapping about this earlier is we were just having like random conversation, but we were testing out the mics. And so we were just like chatting and we weren't recording anything. And I was like, damn, this could have just been on the podcast. Like, I love the aspect that like we can kind of just like continue to have conversations as like our normal selves. And then also like on the podcast, like there's literally nothing different about it.
It is really nice, I
Yeah.
have to say.
But yeah, so back onto the topic of this week, which is dating and dating apps. Now, it is very interesting for us to pick Alyssa's brain because she is not like us when it comes to dating.
They're not like us.
They're not like us.
But one of the main
She differently different.
I love when Raven tells me don't do that again or stop that. I don't know why it
Can you
scratches
tell
your
that
in my brain.
Sometimes she goes, your ADHD is showing. I go, okay.
or I send her videos that are just like very offensive to who she is. And
Yeah.
she's just like, don't do that. And I'm like, well, it's what it is. The truth
I
is.
respond with, okay.
Yeah.
Like, all right, calm down.
But one main thing and that I would love for you to break down is how and why do you date people in your inner circle? She is somebody that dates her coworkers, her friends of friends, but she refuses to actually go meet a stranger and date them. Instead, she'd rather hook up with somebody that's like hooked up with our neighbor. So,
Okay. All right.
just saying, am I
He was
wrong?
hot. No,
Okay,
you're not wrong.
you're not wrong.
You're so not wrong because I didn't know that he had hooked up with our neighbor when I met him.
Okay, yeah, but you knew that when you hooked up with him.
Yeah.
So break it down of like
Okay.
what and how you go about this process.
Okay. How I go about this process.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
This is gonna be.
I feel like I'm
Yeah.
feeling.
I was looking at your
Hello. I'm in the process of filming. Hi, Evie.
Oh, Winnie wants to say hi.
We're in the middle of filming an episode. Say hi to the podcast. Say hi to the podcast.
Evie, welcome to Overdress.
Yeah, Evie, welcome to Overdress. Until you come back to LA, this is all we get. I love you. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. All right, bye.
Oh.
And that was Evie Uri.
I love her.
She just came out with the single Layla, stream it on all platforms.
Incredible song.
So about her best friend. So cute.
Oh.
Anyways,
Love.
back to the
Can't wait for your song, Jordan.
Or Alyssa.
No, when
Yeah, Jordan and Alyssa.
Jordan and Alyssa.
I'll do 2 singles, guys.
Yeah.
Very different songs.
She's gonna make an album.
yeah.
Yeah.
It'll just be all the friends.
Yeah.
Why do you hook up with your friends, and
Okay.
your coworkers?
Listen, the thing is that I have trouble even feeling attraction to someone that I don't know. So I have to have like multiple conversations with them before I can feel some type of attraction. I can look at someone and be like, oh, they're hot, but I'm not going to want to do anything about that until I'm talking to them.
So there's a word for that.
Demisexual.
And I
that
know
really
nothing
what
about
it
like,
is?
but I actually no.
So no, I was on Tumblr for a million years. I
Yeah.
know every sexuality that
Of
ever
course.
existed. Demisexual is when people are only attracted to people that they have already established a connection with.
That's literally the definition of
No,
what
because
you
like
are doing.
I do not want that label.
Why?
You don't have to live.
I
You
don't
by
don't
that
have to live
label.
by a label.
I don't want to live by because like I've gone on a few Hinge dates. I just like haven't felt anything from them. I guess that's exactly
It's
what we're
exactly-
talking
Yeah,
about.
wait a
Exactly what we're
minute.
talking about. Yeah.
Jordan's correct. Are we shocked?
It's like
I think
it's like I
it's like
meet someone and
regardless
like I
of-
catch a vibe from them and I'm like, oh, I'm attracted to that. And then
because it's regardless of gender, regardless of race, regardless
Yeah.
of whatever the fuck, like you are just attracted by the fact that you have a connection with them.
yes.
And that is not the way that it works for
Us.
us.
I have no idea. I don't understand that though. Like how do you
and that's why I think
how do you feel
sexuality is really
attraction to
hard.
someone that you don't have a connection with? Like you
Face.
just like
yeah, face
body.
card, face, body.
I can't
looking
I
at
like
them.
I honestly
Yep.
I can't do that. I'm not and I'm maybe it's just cuz like I'm also not a very sexual person. So I like definitely don't just want to sleep with someone when I don't feel that.
Absolutely. And no one's forced.
No.
We're not forcing you
No,
to.
we're not
Please don't
judging you
force
off
me.
of that. We're forcing you to have sex.
The typical response to attraction is people are physically attracted to someone. It doesn't really matter personality
And then you
until like
get to
unless
know
you're trying to
them.
date them. You know,
Yes. Yeah.
like if you're just trying to sleep with someone, people are typically into just physical appearance.
Oh.
Which
I can only I can
And
I can
that's-
only do
And that's totally
I
understandable.
can only either
Find it
do
normal.
both or I honestly can do without the physical in some rare
The thing is,
in some rare instances I can do without the physical, but I
That-
need to have the personality aspect.
No.
that is so normal that there's literally a
but
term
it's not
for
that
it.
we
rare.
know
you
that.
It's
We
not
know
that rare.
No.
It's been a few.
That's why I love it when you get it with the hot guy because I'm like, God, finally.
Thank God someone hot for Alyssa.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, because you are hot. You deserve to be hooking up with someone hot if you so choose.
Yes.
Thank you.
But if it's like, if you don't want
sometimes
to.
they're boring.
Absolutely.
Valid. Yeah, there's a lot of hot guys.
There's a
We've
lot
talked
of
about that before.
hot, boring guys.
No, we were literally just talking about that of like, this guy is like hot, and I'm like, well, that's too
And
bad
what
he
else?
fucking sucks. And I'm like, I don't want like, I don't want to like waste my time on possibly meeting up with him, having shitty sex, when I could just go to a guy that I like I'm interested in and like
For personality
And
and
why
looks.
would you have to
and
risk
then
that?
have
Because
sex with him.
you're hot and you're fun and you're funny. And the same with you. And the same with me. I'm hot
Real.
and I'm fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
So like, why would I want to sacrifice? You know what I mean? Like, why would I want to
Satisfaction.
sacrifice that? Why would I want to be the hot and funny one and this dude's just like attractive?
I don't know. Sometimes it's like a nice ego boost.
I need the hot and
I
funny
don't
one
need
in
an ego
return.
boost. Like, I have way too much ego already.
Then shout out.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
I don't need that. I need someone
think it's
that
kinda
can keep
funny.
up with me. Honestly, because like the aftercare and the after, like the pillow talk, you need to be able to keep up with me, or else I'm just gonna be like racking my brain as to like, why did I even sleep with you in the first place?
I will say I did sneak out of somebody's place and because they did not cuddle me. I hated that.
Wait,
Yeah, fuck that.
wait,
Yeah.
why were they not cuddling you in the first? Like you're
I don't know. He just
laying-
like went to sleep and did not cuddle me at all.
just turned his back.
No, he didn't turn his back. He just kind of was just like laying there.
Feels kind of crazy for some. Like, did you?
We didn't have sex. That also was the thing.
Okay,
It's
so,
like,
like-
I went over to have
so,
sex
like,
and then he
You
didn't
were
want to have
just
sex.
strangers sleeping in a bed together.
Kind
Not
of.
strangers,
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
you were just two
Make
people
out
sleeping
buddies.
next
Yeah,
to each
make out
other.
buddies.
You guys are just two people sleeping in a bed next to each
No,
other.
that's why I left in the middle of the night.
Should have left. You should have left before the
I mean,
middle
I
of the
was
night.
sleepy.
Honestly, I would have been like,
A little sleepy, a little
think I'm out.
drunky. And then
I
said,
fall asleep in
I'm
men's bed
leaving."
by accident. On the
Really?
freeway. Yeah, I get really tired. It's 1 a.m. Like, I'm out.
I just have never done that. And so like I just felt like I felt weird doing it because I was like, ooh, I feel like I'm sneaking out. But
Oh, I never sneak out. I wait till the morning so they can call me an Uber home.
I'm
See,
like
that's
so
not
fine to sneak. I'm not one to sneak out. I'm one to like leave before they go to bed.
I am that too.
I'm like I'm out of
usually
there
that.
because I want to sleep in my own bed and I want my dog to be with me.
See, I'd rather leave before they get kicked out. So
yeah.
I'm just like, the second we're done, I'm like, okay, well, bye. And if they're
Yeah.
like, no, sleep over, then I'm like, okay, next time. So then they have to invite me over again.
I'll be like, I can stay for a little bit, but then I have to go.
Non-cuddlers. I don't give a shit that my neck is going to be like shitty for like 3 days.
I'm such a cuddler. I
Ugh.
literally, like, I will sleepwalk
Okay,
into a bed
what's
with
the
a cuddler.
temperature that we're going at? Like, do you guys like it when like it's super cold in the place and then you cuddle?
Yes.
Or like no, because I need blankets.
I need
but then when you cuddle
heavy
with blankets,
blankets.
especially after sex, it's very like difficult.
No, I need because I keep my apartment very cold, as you know.
Yes, I do.
I need a
hate
cold
it.
apartment, heavy blankets, and then I cuddle. But the thing is that I have to be spooned because I always have to be facing outwards from the bed. I can never face inwards on the bed when I'm sleeping. I don't know why. Something about my anxiety kicks in and I cannot fall asleep if I'm facing inwards.
Also, her bed is like not. She doesn't lay on it correctly. You know how like a bed is like long and then wide. She does wide and not long.
Okay, wait. I said
because she said I sleep in a ball, so it's fine. And I'm like, so you sleep with
is it-
sideways on your bed? It's literally sideways.
way
Is
that
it
I've-
positioned like sideways?
Yes.
Oh no, fully, because the way that I've had a man slept over, and the
Just
next day
like-
he was like, I cannot wait to sleep in my own bed and not have my knees hurt from your whack ass bed setting.
That is
It is
crazy.
insane.
I was like,
Insane.
okay, I'm gonna move it again at some point. It's just I'm really enjoying it where it is,
It's
and
fucking weird.
I
everyone.
move the furniture in my bedroom around at least 4 times a year.
I just want to know your official reason for not being on the dating apps.
We're not
Technically,
utilizing them.
yeah, I don't utilize them. I'm on them, but I more so use it as a form of entertainment.
Right.
My full reason for not utilizing them is I just don't get that banter.
Oh. What
I
does that
don't
mean?
get-
You
I
can't
don't-
find somebody that like jokes around the same.
No, and when I do, I'll like meet them in person and it's not the same, or like I'll look at their Instagram and it's not as attractive as their Hinge
Mm.
profile and it's it's like something doesn't measure up to the other.
Do you feel like you pay attention more to the physical because you don't know anything about them, and then you're trying to find reasons of like liking their personality versus like when you meet somebody, you know their personality, and then trying to find excuses that they're physically attractive? Like it's opposite.
Absolutely correct.
Okay.
Mm.
That
Because-
is such a hard way to date.
Yeah.
It sucks. Because I meet someone and they have so many aspects that I like about them personality wise, and I'm not attracted to them right away. Like that one guy, barbecue boy.
Mhm.
I thought he had a weird mouth.
He does have a weird mouth. He looks like a frog.
He does have a weird mouth.
Yeah.
But for some reason, like every single time that I talked to him, he was just so funny.
He's
that
very
I-
personable.
He
Yeah.
was so funny that I just grew this attraction to him.
Yeah.
And the same thing with like every other guy that I've had a crush on. Like the one that we were friends with.
Yeah.
Didn't have a crush on him.
Yeah.
Honestly thought that he had a crush on me. And I was like icked out by it until
Mhm.
we started becoming friends. And then I saw his eyes in the sun.
Little
Random
things. Yeah.
Saw his eyes in the sun. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
It's the most
I feel like that would
random
be a really
things.
hard way to live because I feel like have so many friends that I love their personalities that are the opposite sex of me. And if I were to constantly be in this like mind process of like, oh, well, they're single and I think they're hot now because I love who they are as people, like that would be very complicated.
Well, it's a little bit different than that because there's some of my guy friends that absolutely would never. It's like a random like catch and fall sometimes. I don't exactly have control over it, but there are definitely like some guy friends of mine that I would never like. One of my best friends, Gav,
Mhm.
love him to death.
Yeah.
There is not a chance ever where I would like find attraction to him.
Right. Yeah.
We're like siblings. He
Mhm.
reminds me of my brother.
Right.
It's
It's
just
certain
like
personality
it happens.
types.
I think honestly,
Because
it's
I
certain
think that like you
personality
have a very
types.
specific personality type that
And
you're
it's not
that
a
you are
very-
sexually attracted to
Yeah.
versus what you are platonically attracted to.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's not a specific visual. I mean, my specific visual type typically ends up being like brown hair, somewhat curly, brown eyes,
Yeah. Kind of.
and
I love
muscles.
curly brown eyes.
And muscles.
I love curly brown eyes.
Yeah, you guys actually
I
have
love some
similar-ish
curly
types.
brown eyes.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, I agree with you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So are you
It's-
open to like dating up still, or are you kind of just on your journey right now? Because you're single, so like, what's
Yeah.
your vibe
I'm-
right now?
I'm open to dating apps. I'm just like
You
I
gotta
find
use
them
them.
honestly. It's like they're funny, but like it's boring.
I think you need to go on some like good dates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll change your mind. So
just-
guys, slide in the DMs.
Look at
Alyssa
her.
Marcelletta. She's a catch.
And she knows how to cook.
yes, and so she'll make amazing things.
Quite literally is my job.
Yes.
My Instagram is at Alyssa Marcelletta. Have fun trying to spell that. It's
It'll be
12
on-
my
It's
last
okay, it'll
name
be on
is
the screen.
yeah,
Yeah.
my last name is 12 letters. Have so much fun.
Yeah.
I am a chef.
She's on to bigger and
and
better
if any
things.
chefs are watching this, I am a cook and I cannot wait to work for you.
and fuck you.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Jeremy Allen White, if
Absolutely.
you're watching
Please
this,
don't.
Yes.
hire
Please-
her.
Mm-hmm.
Please respect me professionally.
And non-professional.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yay,
I love you.
Alyssa, everyone.
I love you.
Speaking of bodies,
Mm.
what do you think about situationships? Can you define it for me?
I am very excited about this segment
Okay.
because I feel like we have a friend, Steve-O. What's
Shout
up,
out,
Steve-O? Who is constantly inquiring into our podcast about defining our situationship, because I think everyone's obviously dating experiences are so different. But his question was, if it is a person that you are just sleeping with, like, is that a situationship? And I'm like, no. Because in my eyes, a situationship is when you are having a physical relationship with that person and you're creating an emotional relationship with that person, but you are not yet into the dating phase, which in my mind, to the definition of dating is when you are in between the stages of a situationship and a labeled relationship.
Yeah.
You are in an exclusive situation, but you are not having girlfriend, boyfriend labels. A situationship is not even in that exclusivity yet. You have not had a conversation where you're only seeing those two people. A situationship is when you are right before that, but you're not just hooking up. So it's more than a booty call. It's less than dating.
So
That is my perspective.
I agree with that. Dictionary.com
Okay.
defines a
Love this.
situationship
Yeah.
as a romantic or sexual relationship that is undefined and non-committal. People in a situationship are more than friends, but less than committed romantic partners. Which is pretty much what you just said.
Yeah.
And I completely agree. No one in the history of time has ever been in an exclusive situationship. The two are mutually
No.
exclusive. No pun intended.
Yeah. But some people think that is true. Like, they call it a situationship purely because they have not been asked to be boyfriend, girlfriend.
Then you're just dating.
Yeah. Well, then what is your definition of dating?
You're going on dates and you have a romantic connection and you are seeing each other and you are exclusive, but you have yet to say, yeah, that's my boyfriend, that's my girlfriend.
So it's purely
It's everything except
exclusive.
for the label.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
But I also
So some people view dating, then, that definition of dating, as a situationship.
if we're exclusive, no, that's not a situationship. We're dating.
Interesting.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as an exclusive situationship.
I think my version of situationships changed because when
Maybe.
I talk about my like, I can't even call it a relationship. There was a guy that I was with for a year prior to my ex, and no labels, exclusively seeing each other, but not verbally saying that.
Then you were dating.
But we didn't have a conversation where it was like, we are only seeing each other. But in the reality of it, we were only seeing each other. So it was a situation. I call it a situationship. He's called me his ex before to a friend. The fuck? No, you don't have the honor of calling me your ex. That never happened because you never wanted to be my boyfriend. So,
yeah.
But I called that a situationship. But in reality, I don't really know because we didn't have the labels and we weren't technically exclusive, but we were exclusive. So
that's just a guy you were seeing.
So then what's the definition of seeing somebody?
I use the
going
term
on a couple
seeing,
dates.
Yeah, I use the term seeing so loosely. Like,
I do feel like you do that.
Yeah, like the guy that I'm currently seeing, I refer to as the guy I'm seeing.
Because you also got pissed about the guy with the cowboy hat because you said that you would rather him say that she was somebody that he was seeing, not just somebody that he went on a date with.
Because they'd gone on multiple dates, enough so that he was able to borrow a hat.
Yeah.
And be promised to return the hat. Like, they were seeing each other that often.
Yeah.
That you're seeing each other. You're not just on a date.
Yeah.
Riles me up.
I also think with situationships too, they tend to get messy purely because people don't communicate once it gets to a messy point. I think that, like, you could live in a situationship for 3 to 4 months and not have a conversation about it.
Yeah. It gets dangerous, though, when you, like, choose to have a conversation within, like, 1 month or 2 months, because then
it's too early.
But then, like, it really makes it or breaks it. It's like, that's when you find out whether this is a person you're going to start dating or if you're never going to talk again.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying it's too early. Like, I think a month and a half too early to try to think about, unless you're like one of our friends that, like, literally is now in a relationship after a month. If you know and it clicks and it's mutual on both ends, then great. But I think that if you're kind of just like navigating it, I think having that conversation too early will wreck things.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Unless everyone's really on the same page, but rarely is that the case, and then it's just heartbreak.
Yeah, so yeah, don't have that conversation too early. Unless, if they initiate that conversation, they either want to date you or they want to break up with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, and as always, I figured we'd end the episode with a little bit of a dating update.
Dating updates.
Especially-
Actually, this should be part of like the normal
Oh, absolutely.
episodes.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of naturally come, but now I think I'm going to make this an actual segment of a dating update with Raven and Jet.
Yeah, dating update with Raven and Jet.
At the very end, so you have to listen to find out.
Exactly. It kind of works out perfectly because this is such a dating episode.
Yep.
So, flows so naturally, and I figured I'd talk about the guy I'm seeing. So we've been on 3 dates, however, we've been texting every day.
Which is a big deal for Jordan.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Did you text him prior to the first date? Like a bunch of times? Okay, so that's a stereotypical move. Jordan is the type where she does not like to have conversation prior to the date because she wants to save it all for the date. I'm the type that likes to text that person every single day until the date because I want to feel like it's still mutual.
I just always get scared that like them over text is going to be so different to them in person, and I just don't want to build up any expectation.
Okay.
And I'd rather just go into it blind.
Yeah, totally valid.
And that's worked out for me so far.
Great.
And so this guy, we're having a good time. We've been watching some horror movies together.
Cute.
As I mentioned earlier in this episode, I did get into a car accident this week, and I did hit my head this time.
Rough.
And hit it right on a sinus, which is so cute and fun of me. But mid makeout session with this dude, I get a horrific nosebleed, and I don't even know until I open my eyes and his face is covered in blood.
Stop.
Yeah, and we had just watched Smile too.
Oh shit,
so
that's great.
It was like horror movie central.
Yeah,
and
you're just fitting the mood.
No, it really was like my brain knew what to do. But what's crazy is like I've never had a nosebleed really ever before.
Really?
Yeah.
I used to chronically get them as a kid.
I know that's like a common thing for people.
I had to get them like they like burn the slits, I guess, that your nose creates, and I had to get them like severed shut.
Wow. Well, yeah, that was like my first nosebleed.
Damn.
All over his face.
Aw, what a good memory.
I know, and it was also the full moon, so I keep seeing these TikToks.
It was
that
a
are
blood
like,
sacrifice.
I keep seeing these TikToks where it's like, if you are bleeding on the full moon, and they meant like period, but
bleeding everywhere.
Yeah, it was like if you're bleeding on the full moon, you are a like red cycle witch, and that's like the dark feminine energy. And I was like, oh my god, it's me. But yeah, that's my dating update. I'm also talking to a new guy who I'm hopefully going on a date with this week, but still seeing Mr. Nosebleed. Well, Mr. I Nose Bled on him.
Wait, so what's like the new date? What are you doing?
I think we're gonna get dinner some night after work this week.
Cute.
Yeah.
Love that.
What about you? Tell me about your life.
I went on a dinner date on Saturday, and we were at an event prior, and it was just funny because afterwards he was like, "Oh, thanks so much for giving up your Saturday." And I'm like, "Yeah, you know what? Actually, that's a really big sacrifice." I also just saw a TikTok that said that the definition of a player is somebody that has people only on the weekdays and then has their people on the weekends.
It's meeting new people on the weekends.
Yes.
Seeing old people on the weekdays.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I guess that was a big move for me to let him have a Saturday.
I saw Mr. I Nose Bled on a Saturday as well.
Yes.
But to be fair, we did go to a evening party.
and then we said, all right, now we're going to boys.
And then we said late night for the boys.
Yeah.
And by evening, we mean like 5 to
that was insane.
30.
I mean, the party literally started at 3:30, but that's because of this fucking time change. And I will never get used to it. By the time it goes back to the other, I'm like, I'm ready for it to come back. Like, I never actually get used to the time change. Today, it was like 2 something, and I was driving, and it was like gloomy, and like it felt like the sun was setting, and I'm like, it is 2 fucking p.m.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And it really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bring back normal days.
Yeah. So I can go on normal dates where
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like I'm going to a matinee on Saturday because we're like, this feels like it's at night.
Yeah.
It's at 3:30
You're going to come
when
out.
the sun is, it's going to be gone.
Pitch black.
Yeah. So it feels like normal for a movie.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. What are you seeing?
Gladiator 2.
Oh, heck yeah.
I'm very excited.
I'm seeing Wicked this Thursday.
Of course you are. Well, okay. Also, Wicked fucking took so many of the theaters that we were wanting.
Yeah, and it was pretty much all sold out. I literally bought my ticket like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, who wants to see Wicked and Laser? Like, I would rather see Gladiator 2 and Laser.
Yeah, well, I'm seeing it in like the recliner seats.
Yeah.
At,
Oh, that's the only
Grove.
way you can see
Yeah.
it.
Can't wait.
You're seeing it Thursday?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
At 10:45.
Nice. Late.
Yeah.
That means
I
it's not
guess
going
I'm
to start
missing.
until like.
Fuck.
Mm.
Damn it. I just have to figure out where my priorities lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm also have tickets again to see it on Saturday.
Because also I'm about to leave for 2 weeks.
Shit.
It's fine.
It's not.
No, it's okay.
Oh
It's okay.
man.
We'll hang before.
Yeah. My brain just didn't even
No, that's
register that
okay.
a Thursday was the night.
That we go out.
That was our night.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'll sleep on it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
we appreciate you listening, and
Yeah.
hopefully let us know if you like episodes like these were a little bit more like specific,
Yeah.
and or just like updating on like dating and like more of like these type of topics, because I feel like you guys kind of like gravitate towards this part.
Yeah. It's
And
interesting.
yeah, we also would love to do an episode. We might go to Reddit for some of it, but like if you guys have questions, we'd also maybe do like a poll or somewhere and kind of like get your guys's like
Relationship questions,
Mhm.
dating advice,
yeah,
any specific scenarios you want us to weigh in on.
yeah.
We'd love to.
It'd be
We're
so
nosy.
fun. Yes. But thanks again.
Thank you.
You know where to find us. And yeah, we'll
And-
see you next week for Thanksgiving time. It'll actually be dropping on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Look at us on holidays.
I know.
Halloween and now Thanksgiving, both on Thursdays.
Oh my god.
Isn't that crazy?
Well, Thanksgiving's always Thursday.
Well,
But
okay,
yeah, true.
well. But I think
Anyway.
also Christmas lands on Thursday.
All
All of our episodes come out on holidays.
wow.
I don't know if that's working for us or against us yet. We'll find out.
And Thursdays are just great because it's a way to kickstart your weekend by listening to us. Listen to us
Yep.
when you're getting ready.
Also, we looked at our analytics. Why the fuck are there so many men on here?
75% of you
75% of you. I mean, we're not mad about it. I wanted
No.
both genders.
enjoy.
But yeah, you can look. That's fine.
Yeah.
But
ladies,
very curious. Yeah, ladies, come in.
Yeah.
We love you.
We love you.
All right.
Anyway, enjoy your weekend.
Yes, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.